Welcome to Electrical Done Right, created and designed by the Training Factor. Click on the Attachments menu in the upper right corner of your screen to download the attached workbook for this course. At the end of this course, you will be tested on the material and must score 70% or higher to pass. This course is for educational purposes only. Please consult with your own company supervisors and legal counsel with regard to their policies, procedures, and conduct in the workplace. At the bottom of your screen, you will see some player controls. If you need to pause the course to take notes or for any other reason, click the pause button. To go back and watch a previous slide again, click the back button. Click Continue when you are ready. The Training Factor has developed this course to help maintenance staff who routinely repair and replace damaged or broken electrical components. It is not intended to be an all-inclusive course to replace a professionally licensed contractor when licensure is a requirement by local, state, and federal laws. Electricity is dangerous. The National Electric Code has requirements for electrical circuits, electrical outlets, and cables. Untrained personnel may unknowingly create a hazardous situation and make a deadly mistake. It is important to know your limitations and when to call a person with a higher level of certification. The first principle to learn about when dealing with electricity and electrical components is safety. Without the proper safety measures in place, electricity can cause fires, serious injury, or even death. Throughout this course, you will learn important safety information to keep you safe. Before we start, it is extremely important to understand certain basic terminology associated with electricity and the components we use in our everyday lives. This will help us identify components and keep us safe while performing repairs on wiring circuits and equipment. Electrical terminology. That is correct. What is electricity? Electricity is a flow of tiny particles called electrons, which can travel through wires and other conductive media. Electricity is the physical phenomena arising from the behavior of protons and electrons that is caused by the attraction of particles with opposite charges and the repulsion of particles with the same charge. Simply put, it's a power source called electric current. Wires, cables, and conduits. Learning how to identify wiring can help expedite repairs and make your job safer. It is important that the correct size wire be used for every application. The size of the wire needs to be properly matched to the load and the size of the breaker or fuse it's connected to. The use of wiring that is too light for the load can cause malfunctions or even spark fires and cause injuries. Breakers or fuses that have higher amperage rating than the connected wiring, connected appliances or subpanels can also cause electrical fires. Wiring that is used outside must be rated for such purposes. For outdoor applications, it must be resistant to sunlight if used above ground. If it's going underground, it must be approved for burial. You should never use indoor wiring for exterior use. What does gauge mean? The American Wire Gauge, AWG, is a standardized wire gauge system used in the U.S. to determine how thick a wire is and how much current it can carry. The lower the gauge number, the heavier the wire. A heavier wire can carry more current than a thin wire. A heavier gauge wire may be used when a lighter gauge wire is required, but a lighter gauge wire should never be used when a heavier gauge wire is required. Extension cord wire and lamp wire should not be used for any wiring. Safety is always your number one concern when dealing with the service and repair of electrical components.